Taking a live look over the city of Fountains right now. Little steamy out there. We're coming at you live from the KCTV5 live desk. A lot going on weather-wise that we need to discuss here. We want to warn you first about it right here. Storm activity is lingering back into the forecast. Don't worry today, though. Those showers that are involved across the Missouri River Valley are going to move on out. By the time we make it to lunchtime, we're looking golden out there to actually enjoy the day, to get outdoors. And really, the Latin term carpe diem comes to mind, right? Seize the day, because the temperatures are looking fabulous out there as well. So good morning to you all. KCTV5 Storm Track 5 meteorologist Greg Bennett here. A lot to discuss, right? So shower activity now, moving on out as we move on into about lunchtime today. And then we're looking wonderful to head out and about across the city and really much of the viewing area just as a whole. But as I said, we want to warn something coming in the next 24 hours first here, and it comes in the terms of, well, severe weather again. Here it is, a marginal risk for severe storm activity. Now, nowhere near as aggressive as where we have been for the past several days here, right? Just about 20% of the viewing area under an actual marginal risk for severe storms, but that does include portions of the metro, right? There's Wyandotte County in there, Leavenworth, Platte County, even Clay County, right on up into portions of Clinton, and then moving into Nodaway County all the way up towards the Iowa border. Let me go ahead and kind of broaden up the view here and show you that it's really not going to be as aggressive, even up towards Iowa and moving up into Minnesota. There's a front area of low pressure that we're monitoring now, but really keeping all of the instability that would actually enhance our severe weather threat here. But it's going to actually be more concentrated towards the south. So that's the good news here as we move forward in time. But nonetheless, there are threats for some isolated severe thunder boomers, and it's looking to time out mainly towards the late morning time frame. But let's talk about some of the severe weather potential that we do have, you know, with those storms, kind of sort of the phenomena that may ensue as we move forward in time here. Let's get into it, talking about these storm chances. And there are still gusts and hail that we're considering as we move forward in time for that threat into Saturday morning. But notice what we're talking about here. It's damaging wind gusts at 58 miles per hour or greater. Once we hit kind of the threshold of 70 miles per hour, which is what we have been seeing from our previous thunderstorms, that actual threat gauge goes way low. So if we do see those storms, it's really going to be those gusts just about on the criteria of a severe thunderstorm warning at about 58 to 60 miles per hour. And then, of course, we talk about hail, right? Large size hail, but we're talking quarter to golf ball size to that moderate threat. Anything larger, maybe 2 inches in diameter or greater, that is going to be on, again, a lower grade of that scale. That's good news, but we still don't want to, kind of sort of keep this on the low end of a risk factor for us. We still want to be more alert to it, hence why we are warning you guys about that severe thunderstorm threat now. So that being said, let's talk about getting involved with, the timing of those storms. And I want to show you again what we love to use here. It's the HER model run. It does a very, very good job on kind of timing you out, not only for time span, but also for the severity of that storm activity as we move forward in time. So let's quickly move on through. Obviously, we're trying to get rid of this wet weather now, and there's that clear trend. Let's go ahead and stop there for a hot second. Isn't that great? To see that area of low pressure towards the south is going to be long gone by the time we make it into mid-afternoon. You know, moving forward in time here to about, let's call it 5 o'clock, right? You're getting done with work. You're getting done out there, and you're wanting to start your night. Maybe you're going to have date night, with the wife or the significant other. Maybe you're going to take the kids out. We've got a great forecast in hand for us. In fact, the daytime highs today, they're only going to be making it to the lower and maybe middle 80s, which puts us about 3 to 7 degrees below average. It just kind of sort of depends on where you are across the metro and the viewing area as a whole. So it is good weather out there, but I digress. Let's get forward here to that severe weather potential, and let's pull this into our Saturday forecast. Saturday morning, very, very quiet here. Early, mid-morning, you're still looking good to sip that coffee or maybe get from point A to point B kind of early if you're trying to get somewhere in that time span. But once we hit about 10 or 11 a.m., that's the marginal risk for severe storms right there, kind of on the fringe of our counties there, but it does pull through Donovan County up towards Andrew, and even Atchison County on the Kansas side, Leavenworth, even getting into Douglas. Now, it doesn't look too aggressive here, and that's definitely some good news for us as we continue to hone in on our data that we get every about 3 hours. This is the latest update that we got. We're going to get another one coming in around noontime today, but it is starting to move towards more of a less of an aggressive pattern, and that's definitely obviously a plus for all of us who have any kind of Saturday plans. But let's get back into it and show you more of this timing, because it really does start to dry on out. And early this morning, as we went through into the evening or overnight period, we saw a big chance for storms across the metro and our southern counties around 10 or 11 p.m. Well, the latest update that we got about 8 o'clock in the morning, check this out. Not much. Maybe an isolated storm or two that stretches to our southern counties, maybe I-70 near Jefferson and Douglas County. So that's the latest data that came in. And of course, we ingest that into our model runs, and then we see ourselves a new update to the forecast. And in this case, it's much better for us. Nonetheless, we still want to be wary about it. We still want to be alert to the situation. And again, that's why we're here to warn you first about it. Now, obviously, there's a bit more to the forecast moving forward into the future that we really want to discuss some more. And that is going to be serious heat coming into the outlook. I've got a major warm air mass that's coming in from the upper levels. It's a ridge that stretches across the west, which has been bringing in constant extreme heat to Las Vegas, all the way over to Palm Springs, California, and into Phoenix, Arizona, where they have been dealing with temperatures around 110 degrees consecutively for over a week and a half now. Wild stuff. Well, that heat is going to concentrate right here to the central kind of plains and the Missouri River Valley. Now, that 95 to 100 degrees, friends, that's not for central Kansas or Oklahoma. That's us. And that's some warm stuff, especially when temperatures are usually hovering around about 88 to 89 degrees this time of year. And I'm not talking about us getting up to about 95. I'm talking about getting a little bit closer to that 100-degree mark as an air temperature alone. So let's go ahead and put that in perspective, right? I want to show you this forecast here for just a quick second. It's our car forecast here for kind of heat, right? So if you leave your car in direct sunlight, like maybe in a parking lot or something like that, for an hour or two, or obviously this times it out from 10 minutes to 60 minutes, and it's about 90 degrees outside, the interior of your car is going to reach those temperatures right next to the time frame here. So if you're like heading out to the grocery store, you're in there for about an hour, you come back out, well, the interior of your car at 90 degrees should be about 133. That's really hot stuff. But the funny thing is we're not expecting to be at 90 degrees. We're expecting to be closer to 97 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and Tuesday should be about 95 as a daytime high. So to put that in perspective, that 60-minute time frame is not 133 degrees anymore. It's closer to 140 to 145. The dashboard alone, though, now just talking about having that heat move through the windshield to that dash, that upper dash you got, we're talking anywhere from 180 to 200 degrees as the temperature. This is why you're able to bake cookies on your dashboard when we get to this kind of heat. So this is dangerous stuff, and we're just putting this in perspective. So again, let's get back over to the heat here and talk about this some more, a little bit more perspective. I want to get into the feel-like temperatures as we move into next week. And to put this in perspective, we'll talk about the feel-like temperature today, which is about 84 degrees. Our actual daytime high expected to be 83. So there's not much to it when it comes down to a heat index today. But next Wednesday, it could feel more like 104. And by next Thursday, 106 degrees. Now, that's what we're anticipating where we take our official temperature for Kansas City, which is around KCI, the airport. Local areas are expected to increase to about 110 degrees. That's hot stuff. And again, another reason why we want to warn you first about this situation. That way you can prep yourself for that kind of heat. Now, we've seen little bits of alterations here, and in fact, just from the past 24 hours, we added an extra day of major heat, but we have lessened the heat index from 108 to now 106 for KCI. It's still aggressive, but we're seeing these little bits and changes here. And of course, we do anticipate to see this as we go through today and going through the weekend. But we're going to be here to make sure that you are updated on it, and we'll be warning you first about it. Now, with all of that being said, I want to end you off with just a beautiful view of the Kansas City Metro here. It is going to be a nice day, as I said. We are talking about getting into more sunshine for the afternoon, something to enjoy. But we've got a lot more to discuss here. It's not just weather. We've got some big news out there. One of the greatest singers of all time has officially passed away. Tony Bennett, an amazing man, and I'm definitely a huge fan. We've got Janae Hancock coming in here in just a few moments. She's going to give you the details on that and what is latest online and throughout social media.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Greg, for joining us here at the Live Desk. As he mentioned, this is all over social media right now, what you see here on your screen. We're taking a look at Twitter. This is coming from Tony Bennett's Twitter page. You can see there he says, or they say, I should mention, Tony left us today, but he was still singing the other day at his piano, and his last song was Because of You, his first #1 hit. Tony, because of you, we have your songs in our heart forever. Again, I am Janae Hancock here at the Live Desk, and right now we are tracking the latest. This is national news so far today. I'm going to turn the camera around so you all can see me here at the Live Desk. And actually, since we are tracking this latest breaking news, we do know that he passed away early this morning at the age of 96. We are talking about Tony Bennett. He was a legendary singer. And CBS's Danya Backus is actually taking a look back at his life. We do want to take a look at that package now.
I left my heart San Francisco.
Tony Bennett may have left his heart in San Francisco, but his road to fame started in New York.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Anthony Dominic Benedetto was born in Queens in 1926. He started singing as a child and eventually got a job as a singing waiter. But his big break came in 1949 when Pearl Bailey asked him to open for her. Sitting in the audience was Bob Hope, who was so impressed he took the young singer under his wing.
He said, "What's your real name?" I said, "Anthony Dominic Benedetto." He said, "Well, that's too long for the marquee." He said, let's Americanize it and call you Tony Bennett."
Taking a chance on love.
Tony Bennett went on to have a string of hits in the 50s and 60s.
I walk along the street of sorrow.
And spent the next decades performing to sold-out crowds.
That lovely day.
Although the old standards were Bennett's specialty, he always stayed close to pop culture.
Now you know, guys, this is MTV.
It's Tony Bennett.
Hey, good to see you.
But music was not his only talent. Bennett also became a respected painter, using his real name, Benedetto.
When I get just a little tired of singing, I paint. And when I get tired of painting, I sing.
Stepping out with my...
Bennett's career was not without controversy. In 2011, the World War II veteran told shock jock Howard Stern he opposed America's decision to invade Iraq and seemed to blame the U.S. for the attacks on 9/11. They flew the plane in, but we caused it because we were bombing them and they told us to stop, the singer said. Bennett apologized for his comments and kept singing.
Anything goes.
In his later years, Bennett recorded duets with popular artists like Lady Gaga and Amy Winehouse, attracting a younger generation of fans. In 2021, Bennett's family revealed the legendary singer was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 4 years earlier, but had chosen to keep the diagnosis a secret. Bennett's wife explained why to CBS This Morning's Gail King.
He always likes to say he's in the business of making people feel good. And so he never wanted the audience to know if he had a problem. But obviously, as long, as things have progressed, it becomes more and more obvious when you interact with Tony that there's something up.
How do you keep...
Bennett's career spanned 7 decades, earning him 18 Grammy Awards. He performed to audiences in cities around the world, but he'll forever be linked to one.
San Francisco.
Danya Backus, CBS News.
Will shine for me.
And I know a lot of people are devastated this morning as they received the news that Tony Bennett did pass away at the age of 96. Right now, we are taking a live look at his Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame in Los Angeles. You can see that there. A lot of people are already starting to leave their flowers for the legendary singer. And I also want to take a look at social media again this morning, taking a look at this tweet from Variety. They said Tony Bennett's last public appearance came with Lady Gaga at Radio City Music Hall in August of 2021, 2 months before his last release. The Bennett Gaga Set Love for Sale. And there's that photo of them. We have not yet heard from Lady Gaga, the singer, but we will be sure to follow the latest. I know a lot of people are reacting on social media right now, like I mentioned. So we will continue to follow that story during our later newscasts as well as on air. Right now, I do want to take a look at a local story that is just in today. Jackson Mahomes will return to court today for a motion hearing. This comes after he requested to file documents under seal, which the judge granted. Mahomes is accused of assaulting a business owner and waiter at an Overland Park restaurant. He was charged with 3 felony counts of sexual battery and 1 misdemeanor count of battery. So we'll be sure to bring you the latest on air and online following the motion hearing today. Again, that is set for a little bit later, just a few hours from now. And we do have some exciting news to start your weekend. Taking a look at Twitter once again, you can see there the KC streetcar is back up and running. The breaking news came out overnight and people were able to start riding again at around 6 o'clock this morning. So service is back on schedule to run until about 1 a.m. And the shutdown started on July 4th, just over 2 weeks ago. Officials say one of the rails popped out of the ground as a train was approaching the Main Street Bridge over I-670. So since then, crews have been working around the clock, all 4 streetcar rails across the bridge and installing new track drains and replacing pavement. So it'll open just in time for the weekend with some major events happening, and that actually includes the World Cup. So the women's national team plays in the World Cup tonight, and Power and Light is holding a watch party for it. Tickets are available right now for free. The ladies play Vietnam at 8 p.m., the Netherlands July 26th at 8, and then the third game doesn't have a watch party just yet, but that's going to be announced at a later date. But it is set at 2 a.m. August 1st, and you can get free tickets on the web. I do want to turn to the Power and Light website right now. You can see exactly how you can do that. Just head to their website, and they have the tickets right here. Just click on that tab, and then you're going to click on July 21st for Friday at 8 p.m. and then find tickets. And like I said, they're free. So all you have to do, looks like we're having some problems with our computer, but all you have to do is just put in your email and then I think a payment, and then it is completely free. You don't have to pay anything, but they do just ask for that. Again, this is coming through SeatGeek, and it is set for tonight at Power and Light at 8 p.m. So coming up later on here at the OTT desk, be sure to stay with us because KCTV5's Neil Jones joins us live from St. Joe ahead of the Chiefs' first full team practice in front of fans this Sunday. So be sure to join us again at 11:30 here at the OTT desk. Some exciting news there. I know a lot of people, including myself, we're looking forward to the football season. That's not too far away, but we have to get a sneak peek of everything and see our favorite players with the training camp that is going to start back up this Sunday. So a lot of things to look forward to. And also we have some exciting movies to look forward to. We'll touch on that. They opened up today. We'll touch on that a little bit later here at the OTT desk. Right now I am going to leave you all with this shot looking at the Chiefs.